I'm Ethan Kreider.
Alongside here with Harrison Marshall.
We're just now starting the fourth quarter.
And Joplin has a 24-7 lead.
Anthony Gilliland running to the right. That's good for a gain of about 1. Parkview Vikings are now marked at about the 34-yard line.
Joplin has played very good defense.
They're not really known for their defense. They're more of a running and offensive team.
Yeah, as Tristan Ash has only attempted 6 passes on this whole game.
That's not a big surprise. Anthony Gilliland drops back, going deep. There should be pass interference on that play, and there is. Flags down.
That'll be on the defensive side. The ball will be placed 15 yards ahead.
It should be 1st and goal now for the Vikings. There's been a few Eagles go down with injuries these last few plays.
Like number 2, Terrell Gilmore.
And number 6, Adam Norsworthy, but he is back on the field now, it looks like.
He had a minor ankle injury, but he is set to go.
The Vikings are lined up now at the 19-yard line. Let's see if this Joplin Eagles defense can hold them. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Anthony Gilliland to audibling yet again. Gilliland will keep it himself and be dropped in the backfield by a number of Eagles.
Looks like there was a little bit of confusion in the backfield as the running back went to the opposite side of the quarterback.
Number 80, Josh Miller, was one of the few people in on the tackle. Ball is now at the 21-yard line. 2nd and 12.
Parkview has not gotten many first downs on 2nd down, so we'll see how good they do here.
The handoff goes to the running back, breaks off the offensive lineman, but ends up getting swallowed up by the Eagles defense.
Didn't quite get to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be about 3rd and 11.
The Vikings have not had that good of a game on the ground so far today. Most of it has been through the air.
And they have succeeded very well, but they have only scored 7 points. And they need to change that pretty quickly.
Junior receiver Connor Ratliff has caught most of the passes for the Vikings.
He has done a very good job in this game, as he, I believe, has caught 7 passes in this game.
It is clear that he is Gilliland's favorite target. He was also the leading receiver on the Vikings last year.
And I believe he even made varsity his freshman year as a 3rd-string wide receiver. It just goes to show how much talent that he has.
It appears another Eagles down with what appears to be muscle cramps. If you're just now joining us, the score is 24-7 in favor of the Joplin Eagles.
Joplin has been very good on defense.
And not too shabby on offense, as Adam Norsworthy is having a great game. The Eagles are coming back onto the field now. 3rd and 11.
Parkview has not done a very good job on 2nd or 3rd down, so we will see how well they do right here.
They're lined up at the 20-yard line, 3rd and long. This Eagles defense has been very pesky in getting in the backfield.
But, you know, they've done a really good job on defense, Ethan. They've only allowed 7 points, which is a rarity. So it just goes to show that their defense has improved in the last season.
Yes, it has. They're coming off a poor defensive performance all of last year. Gilliland drops back to pass.
And it is a touchdown for the Parkview Vikings. And we were thinking that Joplin.
The pass was caught by number 5, Maurice Downey. He is known for being a big playmaker on defense, but now he's getting his shot at the offensive side of the ball. They're set to attempt the extra point now.
That's probably the smart idea as of now.
And it is good. 24-14, still in favor of the Joplin Eagles. Trying to go 2-0 on this young season.
Taylor Middlebrooks last year was also their varsity starting kicker. He had knocked down 19 of 20 field goals, which is one of the best in the state.
Vikings are getting ready to kick off to the Eagles. I wouldn't be shocked to see an onside kick here.
Yeah, it's late in the game. They're down by 10. Onside kick is probably the smartest move here.
It looks like the Eagles are not expecting one, though.
They should be, though, because they are down by 10 points with only 9.5 minutes remaining. And they got some work to do. They got to get the ball at least twice, get a field goal, touchdown, extra point. That should do it.
Gavin Jones and Zach Gaudette are set to return.
And sure enough, it is an onside kick as they one-hop it. And it is recovered by the Parkview Vikings.
I don't know why Joplin was lined up like that. They should have been expecting the onside kick.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking, but that just makes this game a little bit more interesting. And we will see how this next drive goes.
Let's see if the Joplin defense can buckle down and get a stop here. The Vikings are lined up at the Eagles' 48-yard line.
If the Eagles can't stop the Vikings on this drive, they may be in some deep juju.
Here comes Gilliland.
He's had a very exceptional game throwing the ball. He has a QBR of 85.7 on the game.
You've noticed that Parkview has thrown the ball a lot more than Joplin. Joplin is not known for their passing game.
Since Dayton Whitehead left 2 years ago, they have been more about the running game.
Their running back, number 24, is stopped for minimal gain. That was Anthony McCrimmons on the carry.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like he's getting his yardage, and it looks like he's not hitting his holes very well.
Number 80, Josh Miller, on yet another tackle.
And might I add, Josh Miller is a very versatile athlete, as he also is starting first baseman for the varsity baseball team.
He is the captain of this defense. Gilliland rolling left. He's going to throw it downfield. And it's tipped up, incomplete. Deflection by number 23, Gavin Jones.
Gavin Jones may be their starting wide receiver, but he also plays defense very exceptionally.
It is now 3rd and long. See if the Vikings can get some yardage and make it an easy 4th down attempt. Looks like that might be...
Looks like false start.
Offsides on the Eagles.
We'll bring up third and 4.
That makes it a much more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 4. That penalty might come back to haunt the Eagles.
You just can't do that this late in the game. That might cost you the game. They may be up by 10, but Parkview can make an easy comeback. They are down only by 2 possessions.
Gilliland calling for the ball. He gets it. Drops back for another pass. And it is bobbled and incomplete.
That looked like an easy catch to make right there.
Number 20, Connor Ratcliffe, had another target. He's been targeted a lot in this game.
He's been targeted a total of 13 times, and he's made 9 catches out of his 13 targets.
Terrell Gilmore was in to break up the pass. It's now 4th and 4. This could be a big play.
It's all or nothing right here. If they cannot convert here, that may be the ball game, as Joplin, when they get the ball, will probably try to just drain the clock out.
As good of as running the football as they are, they might be able to run the rest of the clock out. It's caught by Parkview, and he'll trot into the end zone. Once again, it's number 5, Maurice Downey.
And Parkview now with that touchdown is very much in this game.
They're an extra point away from making it a 3-point deficit. That should just break the heart of the Joplin Eagles defense.
As long as Joplin can run down that clock and play defense on their next defense possession, I think they will be just fine.
If they can recover an onside kick, if that's what the Vikings choose to do.
Which I would assume they won't. You still got about 8.5 minutes. They'll probably go with the kickoff their next time around.
The extra point is made, 24-21, still in favor of the Joplin Eagles. You know, it looked like this game might turn out to be a blowout, but the Parkview Vikings have made this very interesting.
As they are only down by a field goal with 8:35 left remaining in the ball game.
They are one of the better teams that the Eagles will have to face this year.
But you can never forget the matchup between Joplin and Rockhurst.
That is always an interesting game, as Rockhurst is one of the best teams in the state. We will be looking forward to that one.
As they are second, preseason in the preseason rankings, they are ranked second in the state of Missouri.
What do you think here, Harrison? Will they attempt an onside?
No, I don't think it'll be this late in the quarter. I think if they are still down by a field goal later on in the game, I believe that they might go for it. Just depends on what Joplin does on this next offensive possession.
The Eagles are lined up for the offside this time. Somewhat. It looks like they're kind of confused. They will go with an onside. It's high in the air.
Bouncer.
And it bounces out of bounds. I think the Eagles caught a break there going out of bounds. That was a very catchable pass or kick for the Vikings.
Yeah, that could have gone either way, but luckily wide receiver Tamarick Brandon was able to touch it and get it to go out of bounds before Parkview could even have a chance at recovering it.
So it will be the Eagles' ball at about the 50-yard line. 1st and 10. Let's see if they can run down some clock.
I believe as long as they keep Adam Norsworthy, and I think they will be good to go with running down the clock.
If the Eagles can manage to get a touchdown on this drive, I think that might put it away.
Looks like there is a timeout. It looks like it's on the Joplin Eagles side.
What do you think Coach Chris Shields is drawing up here for the Eagles?
I wouldn't be surprised if he actually went with a little bit of trickery, lining up Adam Norsworthy in the slot and doing a reverse to cut the right corner.
That would be interesting. We haven't seen much of that in this game.
Yeah, the Joplin Eagles aren't really known for much trickery. But
Don't expect them to drop back to pass, though.
Not at all. As I might add again, that Tristan Ash has only attempted 6 passes and hasn't even completed half of them.
This team is strictly a running, smash-mouth football team.
They have a lot of depth at running back with Adams Norsworthy, Antoine Hines, and even Brian Jones, if you want to count him.
Norsworthy will get the handoff. He spins around. He stutters forward for maybe a gain of 3. This has been a decent game by the Eagles' offensive line, led by Captain Evan Moore.
May I add about Evan Moore, his junior year, he squatted a total of 425 pounds.
That is quite an impressive number, Harrison.
Yes, I even witnessed it myself, and it is just raw strength that he has.
Adam Norsworthy brought down in the backfield.
Looks like he's back to the original line of scrimmage. Looks like about 3rd and 10.
It will be 3rd and 10. This could be a very big conversion for the Joplin Eagles.
Do you expect to pass, Ethan?
No, I do not.
As long as they keep draining that clock, which they aren't doing too good a job, as they've only drained about a minute, they will be set, but Parkview has plenty of time if Joplin does not convert this next first down.
They will drop back to pass. No, he's scrambling. He's going to run it. He gets to the edge.
Looks like he fell just about a yard shy. Yeah, he's about a yard shy of the first down.
I think this will be 4th and inches.
Looked like he went about out of bounds right around the 41-yard line.
They might have been able to get the conversion if he would have reached the football out. Will be 4th and 1.
But you got to know, the mind of a 17, 18-year-old, they're not going to really think that. They're just too busy on focusing on cutting the edge and at least gaining some yardage.
The Eagles' offensive unit is back out on the field as they will go for it. This could be the most important play of the game.
Looks like they have 3 men in the backfield.
Parkview is loading up the people. He gave it to the fullback.
Wow.
And he got the first down. What a conversion by the Eagles, and the crowd is going wild.
That was a good run by Andrew Cachero. And he probably saved Joplin Eagle.
You haven't seen too many runs by the fullback tonight, but the ones that he's got have all been for first down carries.
Yes, he has succeeded in the clutch, the clutch only, as most of his carries have been on 3rd down, and he has converted those by surprise.
Tristan Ash is in the shotgun. Adam Norsworthy to his right. Ash will keep it himself. He'll run up the middle. And that looks like it might get the first down. We'll see what the spot is.
You know what I've noticed is that Tristan Ash, for quarterback, he has great versatility. He's able to hit his holes, and he can run whenever he decides to.
He is very elusive. He's not the fastest guy on the field, but he is very hard to bring down. It will be 2nd and 2.
And might I add is that Tristan Ash is also on the varsity baseball team, as he is a starting pitcher and he is a captain.
Maybe the most important thing about those last few plays is that time has run off the clock.
Yeah, there's about 5.5 minutes. As long as they get another first down, I think the Joplin Eagles are set. It wouldn't hurt to get another score, though. A good 10-point cushion would be nice.
Yes, that would be very comforting for this Eagles defense.
And it looks like there will be a timeout for a measurement. It looks like he got the first down.
It was a good tackle made by Parkview, but it looked like he rolled him over for enough to get the first down.
I wouldn't be surprised if he barely got this first down. I'd say by about a couple inches if he did get it.
Looking at the spot from here, Harrison, it looks like they will have enough. But what do I know?
There we go. That is a big play for the Joplin Eagles.
That is a first down for the Joplin Eagles.
That was a very critical play for Joplin.
Critical.
There's 5:26 left on the clock. I wouldn't be surprised if Parkview started using some timeouts. They really need to, or else Joplin's going to drain this clock dead.
And that is exactly what Joplin needs to do. They need to avoid fumbling the ball.
You know what I think is a crazy idea, but I think that they should throw a screen to Adam Norsworthy so he can cut the edge. But he should just try to avoid going out of bounds.
Surprisingly, there have been no turnovers in this game. Both of these teams are very turnover prone. Adam Norsworthy finds a hole. He's breaking free up the middle. He's got the edge. 5. And he's brought down at about the 1 or 2 yard line. What a run by Adam Norsworthy.
He may be a small back, but he has a lot of power, and he does have a lot of speed.
Yes, he does. He is very hard to bring to the turf.
He cuts the edge better than I have seen any other high school running back in my lifetime, in person at least. You know, I haven't been to California or Texas where all the big high school football teams are, but From what I've seen in person, Adam Norsworthy is probably the most versatile running back I have seen.
It is now 1st and goal from the Eagles' 1-yard line.
Adam Norsworthy looking for his second touchdown of the game.
It looks like there are 2 or 3 people in the backfield for the Eagles.
And that looks like it's going to be a false start on the offense.
That'll set them back.
That is very critical for Joplin as they are not good on goal downs. It looks like they're going to call it an offsides. Wow, surprising, isn't it?
Yes, that surprised me.
I thought I saw movement up on the offensive line, but
I think the Eagles caught a break there, Harrison.
as they are now at the half-yard line, that helps Joplin somewhat. Every inch counts. Am I right, Ethan?
You are correct.
So they got 3 men in the backfield again, just like that 4th down conversion that they had earlier.
Donovan Harns has had a very good game at left guard for the Eagles. Tristan Ash calling for the ball. He'll keep it himself, try to get in, and he will get in. That is a touchdown for your Eagles.
Looks like Tristan Ash is having a great game running on the ground. That's his second rushing touchdown of the game.
He has had a very good game on the ground. Not much in the air, but that is not what he is known for.
You know what's good about this lead now? They have 2-possession lead with about 4.5 minutes. I've never seen a comeback like that in a high school football game in such a short amount of time.
I haven't either. The extra point sails through the uprights. And some of the Eagles student section are jumping on the sidelines.
That is an Eagle tradition, as after every score that they get, they will hop onto the track.
And another tradition is all the cheerleaders have to do push-ups.
And it looks like the shirtless fans are also getting involved in the act. Looks like the Eagle mascot is being a little bit lazy.
It looks like he's trying to help some of the cheerleaders do their push-ups. There are also some little kids joining in on the push-up action. The Eagles are now set to kick off to the Vikings. The Vikings have had a very good day on special teams, as junior wide receiver and kick returner Connor Ratcliffe has already returned one back for a touchdown and almost returned a second one.
Austin Hamilton is back deep to return. Austin Hamilton got 3 receiving or kickoff return touchdowns last year.
It will roll through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
That was a beautiful kick.
That it was. Brock Rankin, a senior kicker, I've got to say he is one of the best in the district. I've seen him make field goals for as long as 45 to 50 yards. This student section for the Eagles is really going crazy, as the fans have been very into this game. There's an official timeout on the field, as the Vikings will get set at their own 20-yard line.
You know what I think is one of the best features to high school and college sports?
What is that?
I believe it is the bands. I believe they create a lot of energy, whether it's playing their instruments or just the noise that they make and the noise they make from the crowd.
I would have to agree with that. The Eagles now have a 31-21 lead.
That's a nice cushion with 4:31 left in this ball game. That's a very good cushion for the Joplin Eagles.
I would be very shocked here if the Vikings came back.
Be one heck of a comeback and be one heck of a ball game. But
Yes, it would. This has already been a good ball game.
yes, it has, but I believe that Joplin does have this in the bag as long as they don't allow any long plays.
Anthony Gilliland, that was a weird play. But he is wrapped up for a loss of like 7.
That's been one of Parkview's main problems is confusion in the backfield as they've missed handoffs and they've also missed their holes. And it's just been one confusing mess in that backfield.
There was a plethora of Eagles in on that play.
Saw nothing but maroon jerseys in the backfield.
That is what I like to see. I think one of the most important parts of football is getting in the backfield and applying pressure. He drops back for another deep pass, but it is slightly overthrown.
That was a good-looking throw, especially for a high school quarterback, wouldn't you say?
That it was. I've been very impressed with Anthony Gilliland throwing the ball tonight. This is the first I've seen of him as he is making his second career start. He was the second string quarterback last year.
I believe he did make 1 or 2 starts last year, but for the most part, the other quarterback made all the starts.
He is finally getting his shot to break out and come from in the shadows to start for this Parkview Vikings squad.
It might not be saying too much to be starting quarterback of the Parkview Vikings, but hey, being starting quarterback is being starting quarterback. It means a lot. It means that he's worked really hard to get to that spot and where he is right now.
Yes, it does. I really admire the work ethic of all of these young athletes.
Yeah, I believe all the Springfield area football teams have put a lot of effort into building their quarterbacks up, and even their receivers. I've noticed that all of Springfield High School's receivers have very good hands.
There was a false start on the Vikings.
That's very crucial to the Vikings. They can't afford to have any more penalties if they look to make somewhat of a comeback.
3rd and 18 now. They'll need to get a good chunk of this yardage back to have a shot at 4th down. But as we've seen, their quarterback can throw the ball down the field with pretty good accuracy.
Yes, I have to agree with you on that. He's sailed a couple of his throws, but for the most part, he's done a good job.
There's a little bubble screen action. But he'll get swallowed up for a minimal gain, if any.
That was a very big stop for the Joplin Eagles, but let's see if they can stop him here on 4th down.
It will now be 4th and long.
You think they'll go for it here?
There's no question that they'll go for it. Down by 10 with like 2 minutes left, you have to.
It looks like the punting squad is out. Do you expect any trickery here?
I don't know. It's really hard to operate a fake punt, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I've seen fake punts where you just snap it directly to the fullback in the backfield, and then they do a flea flicker to the punter, and I believe that might just work because I think I see one of their starting wide receivers in on the play.
And that is what they will do, but they'll keep it on the ground, and he will get next to nothing on the carry.
It looks like Andrew Cochero made the stop. It was a big stop for the Joplin Eagles, as I believe that will seal the game for Joplin.
That is a turnover on downs, as now the Joplin Eagles are deep into Parkview territory. They can just run out the rest of this clock and have a 2-0 season.
That's a great start for the Joplin Eagles, but they do have a more tough road ahead of them as they also have to play Rockhurst and even Lee Summit. Two of the best teams in the state, and the top 2 teams in Class 5 high school football.
And the Eagles will run it with Norsworthy, and he is swallowed up.
That was a good stop by the Parkview D-line.
But I don't really think it matters now unless there is a fumble and a miracle on the offensive side of the ball for the Vikings. There's a timeout called by the Parkview Vikings.
Yeah, I think they should have used those timeouts just a bit earlier so that way they can't, let the clock run out longer.
Yep, I agree with that. This has been a very long night. I am sure many of these players are very gassed.
Yes, I would have to agree with you, but just wait until winter or fall time comes. There'll be a lot more gas from the cold weather and the altitude here.
Yep, but you've got to admire the work ethic of these athletes. Still going out there and trying their best on every down, even to the last second of the game. There's still 3 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, but I do not think that is enough time for the Parkview Vikings to make a comeback, as I believe they have suffered their second defeat.
Eagles are lined up, and Norsworthy will get the carry. He bounces through the middle, breaking tackles, and he's down at about the 1-yard line.
Another nice run by Adams Norsworthy as he is now above 100 yards rushing on the football game.
I've been very impressed with him tonight.
I think he may be the next CPB. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree with that.
It may be just a bit of a bold statement, but I think that he has the possibility of being the next CPB. Chris Payton Marvo, I might add.
Yes, he had a very good 4-year tenure as the starting running back for the Joplin Eagles.
I believe he was one of the best running backs in Joplin Eagles history. But you can't...
There is a touchdown. Quarterback sneaking it in. Tristan Ash just adding to the lead.
But as I was saying, though, they also have running back all-star Antoine Hines, who's coming up as well.
It'll be interesting in this next months and next year to see who will win the running back battle. Excuse me.
I believe that Adam Norsworthy and Antoine Hines will split the runs up about 60-40. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree with that statement.
I remember one game, it was Antoine Hines' freshman year. I remember that he ran for a total of 255 yards and ran for a total of 5 touchdowns and caught another one.
That is very impressive.
Probably one of the best, if not the best, freshman performances in Joplin high school football history.
But keep in mind, that was freshman football.
Yeah, but you got to agree, though, that that is good statistics for a young athlete.
It is. Antoine Hines is just a freak of an athlete. The 3-sport athlete, also playing basketball and running track.
Yeah, I would have to second that opinion.
The Eagles are now set to kick off to the Vikings for hopefully the last time of the game.
I don't think Joplin has anything to worry about, as I believe they have this one sealed up.
Brock Rankin will kick it off.
He's done an exceptional job on kicking off today.
And it is Sales out of the back of the end zone for another touchback.
I've totally lost track of how many touchbacks he's gotten, but I know that he's gotten a lot tonight.
That he has, even though they did allow one kick return.
Yes, they did, but hey, that's not just his fault.
No, it is not. The Eagle defense looks very tired, but they don't have to do much here.
They're up by 3 possessions, 17 points. I don't think Parkview will even get the ball 3 times more.
I doubt it. And it is intercepted by number 23, Gavin Jones.
Gavin Jones has had an exceptional game on defense as he's had 4 pass deflections and plus that interception right there.
Yes, he has, Harrison. That is the first turnover for either team tonight.
I believe that is one of the toughest things in football to do is catch a tip pass for an interception. That takes very good hand-eye coordination. But with Gavin Jones' baseball experience in center field, I believe that has paid off for him in this football game as well.
And if the game was in question before, it definitely isn't now.
Parkview may have came back with 2 straight touchdowns after being down by 17. They're down by 17 now. I don't see another comeback coming.
I do not, especially with the Eagles having control of the ball.
Looks like personal foul on the Eagles offense. I believe it's unsportsmanlike conduct. Correction, I think it was hands to the face.
I believe that is correct. They're taking their time setting up here.
Yes, I believe it was illegal hands to the face, and that will be 15 yards. That is very costly, despite there only being 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in this game.
The Eagles are now lined up at the 35-yard line of the Vikings.
Joplin has nothing to worry about here, though, as they have this game sealed up.
These defensive linemen and linebackers have really done a great job of applying pressure to the quarterback and the running back. This Viking offensive line seemed to just be outmatched tonight.
Looks like Gavin Jones shared that tackle with Tristan Ash right there on that last play, as he gained a total of 5 yards.
You've got to give these Vikings credit for still trying, as the pass is completed, but he is just sticked by number 2, Terrell Gilmore.
It's amazing the comeback that Terrell came from, that he has made in this game. He's coming back from that upper ankle injury that he suffered earlier in this ball game.
He looks to be perfectly fine, no doubt.
It was a little bit of a scare, but he looks like he's good to go and 100%.
He is one of the big playmakers on offense and defense for the Eagles. Gilliland dancing around, but he is eventually tackled.
Another tackle by Gavin Jones. That is his 12th tackle of this ball game. He's had a tremendous ball game. 4 deflections, 12 tackles, and 1 interception. He's putting up Madden stats.
Number 80, Josh Miller, has also had a heck of a game, as he is the defensive captain. He's been on 8 tackles.
Joplin Eagles defense is very exceptional despite the 3 touchdowns that they have allowed, as they beat Glendale last week 21-11. That's usually a more high-scoring game, but I was surprised to hear that that was the final score.
Anthony Gilliland just floats that one out of bounds as he sensed pressure. There are now 41 seconds left on the clock, as it looks like the Eagles have wrapped this one up.
I believe that's the first time that the Joplin Eagles have won their first 2 games since the year of 2010.
This team had very high expectations coming into this year.
Maybe not state championship expectations, but at least a winning season would be nice, and that would be an improvement.
Yes, it would. As quarterback Tristan Ash just takes a kneel. The clock is now all but dead.
Clock runs down. Joplin had a very good game, as they will win by a total score of 38-21, as they avenged their loss from last year against Parkview, as Parkview beat them in a defensive matchup 17-13.
Joplin now starts the season 2-0 and Parkview 0-2.
Parkview, a very disappointing start to the season, as they had higher expectations.
That they did, and the game is over. Joplin Eagles winning 38-21. This was a great game played by both teams, but in the end, the Eagles kind of ran away with it. Great sportsmanship being shown now on the field as both teams going out to shake hands.
I believe that's the number one thing about this game, and the number one rule that they should follow: sportsmanship and just having fun out there, because that's what it's all about.
It's been a pleasure to bring you this game, the Joplin Eagles against the Parkview Vikings. I'm Ethan Kreider.
And I'm Harrison Marshall.
And we're here to say good night.